why I still think Tom Aspinall would have beat Jon Jones despite his performance at UFC 321. The card just wrapped up and it was very disappointing, especially the main event. It ended in a no contest with Ciryl Gane eye poking him with both hands. And I know a lot of people are saying that Tom Aspinall kind of got fraud checked. It was a disappointing performance and a disappointing end. But I will say that I don't think Tom Aspinall looked as bad as people are saying. People are already saying that Ciryl Gane would have won. But honestly, Tom Aspinall was looking pretty good. We know that he doesn't have good striking defense. He has his chin wide up in the air. So it's pretty obvious that someone like Ciryl Gane is going to land punches on him. And I know it looked like the first time that Tom Aspinall has kind of looked human. His nose was getting bloodied, but he still was landing shots and it still was a very competitive round. But despite the performance and despite it being a little disappointing, I still don't think that the fans are right, where a lot of people are saying that this means Jon Jones would have won the fight. Because if we look at Jon Jones' past fights, I do think that this fight proves that prime Jon Jones that fought Gustafsson the second time, even the first time, probably would have beat Tom Aspinall. But Jon Jones in his current state, especially against Stipe in 2024, he did not look good at all, especially on the feet. I know he got the TKO finish, but he looked very slow against a very slow Stipe who really shouldn't have been in there. And I think Jon Jones' only way to beat Tom Aspinall is by grappling. In this fight, there was no grappling in it. It would be one thing if Ciryl Gane was somehow able to take down Tom Aspinall, then I would understand and I probably would agree that Jon Jones would have beat Tom Aspinall. But on the feet, I still don't think that Jon Jones has really anything for Tom Aspinall. He's very slow and he's clearly out of his prime compared to a few years ago. And I do think that Ciryl Gane has improved since the Jones fight. His grappling looked a little bit better against Volkov, and he was able to stuff the takedown of Aspinall pretty easily, even though Aspinall didn't commit to it too much. But I think that it's kind of crazy that a lot of fans are saying that this proves that Jon Jones would have submitted him in the first round. Aspinall has a bad gas tank, stuff like that, when Aspinall wasn't really slowing down in the fight. He kept pretty much the same pace in the first round. We have no clue how the fight was going to go. Although Gane did look a little bit better than a lot of people were expecting, I still think that Jon Jones wouldn't have beat him. He was getting hit with a lot of shots against Stipe. And while he does have a good chin, I think Tom Aspinall has a ton of power. And I do think he would have been able to put out Jon Jones in the first round. And while Jon Jones, it's possible he would have been able to get the takedown, this fight doesn't prove that Tom Aspinall doesn't have good takedown defense. There was no takedown attempts from Ciryl Gane. This fight really didn't prove anything for the Jones fight. I'm sure Jones would have been able to land strikes on Tom Aspinall like Ciryl Gane was able to do, but Jon Jones doesn't have a ton of knockout power. I get he got the TKO against old man Stipe, but he really isn't a knockout artist, and Tom Aspinall has a great chin. He was getting hit with a ton of shots against Ciryl Gane, ate all of them, so I don't think Jon Jones would have gotten the knockout, and I don't really think he has anything for him on the feet. And it's a shame because I really feel like this would have been such a big fight, Jon Jones versus Tom Aspinall. This is the fight that should have been happening tonight instead of the Ciryl Gane fight, and it definitely should have been Volkov instead of Gane, who definitely won the second fight against Ciryl Gane. Overall, it was very disappointing. And I know a lot of fans are saying that Jon Jones obviously would have beat Tom Aspinall. And I know Jon Jones is definitely going to go on some sort of rant, but I feel like if that's the case, Jon Jones should unretire and fight Tom Aspinall. It still is a very big fight. Jon Jones is still a very big name, and Aspinall isn't a superstar, but he is the champion. He is a pretty big name. So I do feel like it still is the fight to make if Jon Jones actually unretires. So let me know what you think. Let me know if you think Jon Jones would have beat Tom Aspinall. I had to make this little video because I've seen so many people talking about this fight, saying Aspinall quit, which I definitely think he didn't quit. He got eye poked in both eyes. It was pretty deep, knuckle deep. I don't think that Tom Aspinall is a quitter. I don't think that he was scared. It just was a bad situation. Hopefully they do the rematch maybe early 2026, sometime around there. And in that fight, I definitely think that the odds are going to be a lot closer in the rematch. But I still would go with Tom Aspinall because I think he's going to be a little bit more prepared this time. He looked a little rusty. He's been out of the cage for like a year, but it definitely is going to be an interesting fight. I think if Aspinall does end up beating Gane in the rematch, he's going to destroy Volkov. Almeida, if they don't cut him, it was a horrible performance. The card overall wasn't that great. There was some good fights, but it was pretty disappointing. Let me know what you think, though. Let me know if you think Jon Jones would have beat Tom Aspinall, how this fight changed your viewing of Tom Aspinall. I mean, we know he doesn't have good striking defense, so I feel like not much changed for this fight, but let me know what you think. And yeah.